what I've noticed is this is all a game to a lot of these console warriors. These folk do not care about truth. They don't care about reality. They don't care about standards. They just want to argue that their games on their platform is inhibited, or I guess I'll say prohibited, from going to another person's platform. And so it makes them happy. They feel warm inside. And when those walls start to crack, they really don't know what to do. This user right here is the epitome of one of those. Somebody who, after basically proving to them that I'm a PC user, their software basically fries. And the last thing said is, mate, your whole timeline is you defending Xbox and going after PlayStation fans. GTFO, I see you. What did I do? I told them that I've been getting Xbox games, actually been getting them day and date for 8 years. That's literally what I told them. That's all I said in this particular, paradigm. After they ran around showing me, Xbox games going to PlayStation, showing me a screenshot of Tim Dog and some other, Xbox fanboys basically complaining that these games are going. And I ask them and say, what does that have to do with me as a PC gamer? How does that affect me? This is one of the reasons that this console conversation devolved into what it is that we have today, is because elements like these were allowed to roam for the longest time. Nobody really engaged them with the facts. Nobody really engaged them on the terms that they set, because they set the terms. That's the best way to basically make these people shut up and run away, right? They have to shut up and run away because there are empty vessels. Like I told y'all before, empty vessels make the most noise. These same people made claims such as Game Pass is bad for the industry because it affects the developers. In fact, these same people said that Xbox was giving away these games for free when in reality they were paying for the games. Because if you want to basically go ahead and clamp these people's cojones, ask them and say, so what does Epic Games actually do? Because with Epic Games, I don't need a subscription. I do not, to get free games. In fact, right now, they're giving away Sifu for free. They've given that away before. They're giving away Giga Apocalypse, and they're giving away this game Deliver at all costs. Now, I've added them to my cart, and I'm going to go ahead and check out. You see the price? Free. You see the price? Free. And I'm going to take this particular game, and I'm going to walk away. And they're not going to go ahead and ask me anything in terms of payment or whatnot. It literally goes to a checkout aisle whereby I go ahead and I hit place order with the total cost of $0. This game stays in my library, and it's not like Game Pass or PlayStation Plus. I just literally get these games for free. This person doesn't necessarily realize that their so-called console war is absolutely inconsequential. Does that make sense? When I say that it's inconsequential, I mean that it's highly inconsequential to what the heck happens in gaming. Because all these years, since Epic Games came on the scene, I was one of their heaviest critics after I bought Metro Exodus on this platform. And I had to play it. It was kind of buggy. It was crashing all the time. And I said, man, these guys should have taken their game to Steam, because their game would have sold probably well. However, they've been giving away games all this while. The number of games I've purchased on this platform is a handful. Like, I think altogether, the number of games I purchased on this platform will probably equal to the number of games I've purchased on Steam in like a given month. That's crazy, because everything else is a freebie. There are AAA titles here that are free. There are AA titles that are free. There are giveaways from Amazon Prime that are also on this platform. I mean, it's insane to think that this is a benefit that, I'm telling you guys, all these games except Gotham Knights. I bought the Gotham Knights copy here and some other of these titles. All these games are free. Now, many of them are AA, small scale games, which is nice. It gives you an opportunity to be able to try out some of these games that you'd probably not, even touch at any point in time. I made this video to show that there is a very huge chasm between the understanding of a lot of the console, community and the PC community. For example, this person who I'm showing you their tweet over here basically spaz out because they were basically arguing with somebody on here. And do you know what I did? Do you know where this all started from? They were talking about this whole thing. And this person replied and said literally what PC players have been saying for years, which is basically citing what Synth Potato said. And I called this out in a video of mine where he said, with all these games and presumably the rest of Xbox's lineup coming to PS5, can anyone give me a single reason to own an Xbox console that isn't Game Pass? And this guy said literally what PC players have been saying for years with PlayStation games. And so this guy came out and said, there's loads of PlayStation games not on PC. And the ones that come are 2 years later. This is disingenuous AF. And this guy said, but it's not disingenuous to say it about Xbox games on PlayStation, though. There are way more PlayStation games on PC than there are Xbox games on PS5. LOL. You see what this person is doing, right? They are pointing out the irony of the console fanboy, operating system. That's what it is. It's an operating system. It's literally programmed into these drones to only know how to basically walk a specific path with the instructions that they've been given. Then he said, mate, one gets, he's got that flag. From one of those countries where they say mate. If you're from one of those countries, I guess, he's not representative of y'all. One gets announced weekly now. And actually, there are not many PlayStation games on PC. You're trying to cope for Xbox here again. This is a PC gamer. Where did Xbox come from? If PlayStation was putting games on Xbox, then fair. They ain't. When's Ghost 2 coming out for PC? You got a date yet? Dead emoji. So I said, not that many. I said, bro, it's basically almost the entire thing. And I put a screenshot. These are how many PlayStation games are on Steam. I mean, you know what I mean? If you saw this number of games stacked up, would you ever say this is not that many? And then they said that's like 18 games and 2 are not Sony games. PlayStation has hundreds of exclusives. Don't be upset because Xbox is irrelevant. It's not my fault. Blame Phil. That's when I said, why would I be upset when PlayStation games are coming to print money on the PC platform? And then they started showing me a lot of this brain rot, brain dead nonsense, trash crap. And I said, what's this? And then they said Xbox fan being mad. What do I care of Tim Dog being mad about Xbox? I don't pursue the Xbox ecosystem. Neither do I pursue the PlayStation ecosystem. Find me where we're arguing about NVIDIA, AMD, and Intel, and you'll probably get a rise out of me. You see, I'm highlighting this madness because it's very important that you see it. That even from my perspective as a PC gamer who has nothing to do with this, fanboyism is a drone level of rot that happens. And Xbox fanboys, they fall into this category too. Don't get me wrong. This is not relegated to the PlayStation fanboy. And, again, like I said to you, when I was making that Docs video, I was actually replying to this guy in real time. And I said, all you got to do is keep asking these people questions and you'll see them basically, lose their programming in real time because for the most part, many of them have no idea. To them, this is a game, as admitted by this person. They said, you said Xbox fans wasn't angry, just proved you wrong. I didn't say that. I said, why would anyone be angry, like in my case, with their games coming to Steam? He doesn't even know that I've actually put out Steam here. He's just rattling the command lines that have been programmed into rot brain. He said, I don't care about games going to PC a year or two later, fam. Okay, why are you arguing with me? And then said this, just happy they don't go to Xbox. Understand the game? And then it hit me. For most of these people, this is just a game. For some of them, it's an identity and an identity crisis that they try to basically dodge reality. These are the kind of people that want to dodge sunlight. They walk outside and say, watch me dodge the beams of light. Woo! And then they would start dancing around. Can you imagine somebody trying to walk down the street and dodge direct sunlight while they're outside? That's what these people are doing. It's the most asinine thing ever. You know why? They will set the rules and will never want to play by the same rules. We know, I'm just, again, this is entertainment, guys. I mean, educational is a different video. When it's an educational video, I'll let you know. This is an entertainment video. At this point, this is what we just do. We just look at these folk for entertainment. And believe you me, there are many that continue to foment this. I am so glad that PC is a thorn in the side of consoles. I'm happy that I'm not talking about even the fanboy. No, I'm talking about on a corporate level that we have a PC platform. We have, the technology that's in PC that creates a thorn in the side of this whole console cartel nonsense that's been going on for the longest time. It's good. It's very good. What it would do is it will basically expose the corruption. It would expose a lot of the anti-consumer aspects of the industry, and it will continue to make us aware whenever something is out of line at the end of the day, because a lot of this stuff is out of line. That's what it is. That somebody would say that they're just happy that a game doesn't go to another platform. This is what the console companies sold to console gamers these last few years. That now many of them seeing games actually go to where they will make money and make developers stay, hired, has now become a problem and is making some of them sad and unhappy. This right here is why the console war died, because of brain rot. Nobody wanted to critically think. Everybody wanted to go ahead and just slobber words that are of no consequence. And so when some people started to look and say, this stuff is just weird because these companies are benefiting from everybody raging against each other while they jump on their machine and get locked into their ecosystems. How about I go in a place where it doesn't even matter, and at the end of the day, I'm still fine? And that was PC at the time. Now everybody runs to PC. PlayStation can't even make a game now without anybody going, I wonder what GPU I'm going to use to run this bad boy. Thanks for watching the video, guys. And I'm glad that PlayStation acquired Nixus. The OGs of the PC port! Peace out.